leader in Canadian history. And Canada looking to return to the final. They were the runners-up to the United States in 2023 in CONCACAF Nations League action. Pre-match festivities wrapping up. All blacks for Canada, the green and yellows for Jamaica. Canada has just one win in its last 6 matches. They had the friendly against Japan that they lost 4-1. In Mauro Biello's debut as the team manager. And we're just about ready to kick things off. A look inside of our VAR room. 2 United States referees will be eyeing things if we need to get to that point. The U.S. 3-0 over Trinidad and Tobago. Panama likewise over Costa Rica. And Honduras 2-0 over Mexico inside of a raucous facility last evening. What happens here in Kingston, Jamaica in this first leg? The 2 sides will finish up the legs on Tuesday evening in Toronto. And this should be a fun one to watch these 2 sides play. 24th time these clubs have met. Jamaica hasn't beaten Canada since the 2017 Gold Cup. Canada, meanwhile, has not won in Jamaica since 1988. With our entire crew, Michael Watchring with you. Great to have you on board, kickstarting your day. If you're in this time zone, if you're anywhere else around the world, hope you're enjoying your day so far. Waiting for the all clear. A check of the watch, a check of everybody on the pitch. And on a beautiful day here in Kingston, Jamaica, the whistle blows. Canada controls first. And here we go in the CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinals, Canada and Jamaica. And what happens between these 2 sides? Canada was able to get through with one of the seeded positions. With these 2 sides not separated by a whole lot in terms of the FIFA rankings. Canada at 45, Jamaica at 55. Panama and Costa Rica separated by just 2 slots. United States and Mexico, slightly bigger separations between their foes in the quarterfinals. First leg always so critical. Long ball sent down the yard. Lauren picks it up. Is it Canada that gets off to a good start? Here's Davies. Such skill, such technique for him. The Bayern Munich product. Lauren tries to chip it. Intercepted and cleared away. Now towards midfield. And Milan Borjan gets his first touch. The captain for Canada made his first team appearance 12 years ago in a friendly. And has been the man between the pipes frequently. Laria can't hold on. It's Bailey throwing it through. Sent right back. Johnson touches it wide. Once more, it's Bailey, but he was offside. Coming back on that pass. And that stops things for just a moment. Those are the moments, though, for Jamaica that makes them oh so dangerous. Finding space, finding real estate. And that pass all the way through the face of frame. Fortunate for Canada that they could send the ball away. Amir Hallgrimsson, the manager for Jamaica. Eyes his group. Last time these teams met was March of last year, qualifying for the World Cup, and it was a good one for Canada, 4-0, as they qualified for their first World Cup in 36 years. A similar 3-decade-and-a-half drought in matches on Jamaican soil. And what happens in this one? There's Mauro Biello. As I mentioned, tumultuous start with that Japanese match in the friendly 4-1 loss. And the question becomes, how does this group respond in the quarterfinals here. They beat Panama in the semifinal a season ago in the CONCACAF Nations League, and then lost to the United States in Las Vegas by a 2-0 margin in the final. Canada haven't won a major competition since the 2000 Gold Cup. Jamaica on the other side, runners-up in the Gold Cup in 2015-2017. They won 6 Caribbean Cup championships. Here's space. Orion doesn't get a piece of it, and Bailey was streaking in there. And then an early dangerous moment from Jamaica. It's a long ball. Orion might have had that thing covered, and Bailey couldn't put it on frame. He was able to get it over Bourrion. And those are the kind of dangerous moments, if you're Jamaica, you salivate over and want to take advantage of in the home leg of these two. Bailey once more, funnels through the middle. Wanting a foul and not getting it, Bobby Reed. Clean defensive work. Now Davies sidewinds it forward. Well, you wonder the mindset of these two groups. Arrived at the facility last night to an absolute downpour. The field flooded around the edges for a good chunk of the night, and then the rain calmed ever so slightly. Some of that flooding started to dissipate, and it looked like we might have had a chance to sneak one in. And after about 15 minutes of perhaps a little bit of hope, the rain unleashed once more. And it looked like you were in a wave pool at times with the way that the wind was blowing and the water rippling around the facility. And decision made officially around 8:30 p.m. last night. And certainly for these two clubs, you get to the facility, you're amped up, you're ready to go in the CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinals. And seeing the field, seeing the conditions, not knowing whether or not you're going to play, you have to go back last night, settle back in. You get an early wake-up call today, but you couldn't have designed better conditions today. The field has absorbed that water very well. And this field looks absolutely pristine. You never would have known how things looked just about 12 hours ago. Lauren, all the way back now, Andre Blake, a two-time MLS All-Star, playing some of his best action in the last couple of years. Both of those All-Star appearances within the last 3. The Philadelphia Union goalkeeper. Well, it took the United States until the 82nd minute. Otherwise, there have been some quick strikes. Panama getting on the board in the 4th minute. Michael Murillo started things. Jose Fajardo in the 29th minute for Panama. That was on Thursday evening. And then Anthony Lozano in the 30th minute against Mexico last night for Honduras. Will there be a quick start to this one between Jamaica and Canada? Jamaica doing well in terms of possession right now. Very compact, aggressive at times. Hey, you could argue a more dangerous side through the first 7+ minutes. Davies gallops. Always has that ball tethered to his boots. Gone. Laria. Excellent poke. David sprints past one. David has some real estate. David funnels, and it's saved. The pressure on the backside from Gregory Lee might have ended that spurt. Just couldn't quite get enough on it, had to toe poke. Best chance for Canada, thwarted. Over the head here, Bailey throwing for Canada. Here's another look at it. You see the pressure right there of Lee, and then the additional stress being provided by Daniel Johnson. And because those two players were able to hustle back and shut down passageways, David couldn't quite get enough on it. The second leading goal scorer in Canadian history. Buchanan gives it away. Canada fortunate to get that ball outside of the 18. There's a huge divot, take it up. On the slip, allows Canada to unleash its attack once more. Buchanan. Not hit all that well by Lauren. It stays in play. The whistle, Lee had it. Now Johnson selects a backward pass. 10th minute of play. Jamaica and Canada scoreless in the CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinals. First leg of 2. Rain last night postponing the action to this morning. And it'll be a quick turnaround for a visit to Toronto on Tuesday. Bounce down, Bourillon picks it up. Missing accuracy for Canada. Has been excellent on that opening pass, but that missing ingredient all the way through into the attacking third so far in this match. Not pressuring all that much. Jamaica plenty of time and effort to be able to hold the ball back. Now Bernard brings it forward. The intended target, Mate Bauder, wasn't making his run. Canada takes it back. Canada unbeaten in the last 3 meetings with Jamaica overall. 2 wins and a draw in that stretch since the loss in the 2017 Gold Cup. Mario Williams bagging the game winner in the 50th minute of that match. Bodies collide and a foul whistled. That's Kamal Miller, the guilty party, plays for Inter Miami in the MLS. His father, Leighton, was born here in Kingston, Jamaica. So homecoming of sorts for Kamal Miller. Another look at it, right through the backside. And an easy whistle there with Mikal Antonio taking the brunt of that. Ball fired into the 18. That ball does take a ricochet. Right in between 2 defenders. Leon Bailey got a piece of it. Bourillon alert to it. You could hear the coaches yelling second phase. How often do you see in these critical matchups and tournaments that first ball clear, the defense breathe for a moment, and the second phase ball proved to be a difference. Pinnock. Bernard. Now Andre Blake brings it forward. Jamaica have never lost in CONCACAF Nations League play. 9 wins, 5 draws. Having to be promoted in the most recent version. And then went through the group stage this year with 3 wins and a draw. They've never beaten aside from North America in this tournament. Draws against Mexico in last year's 2 legs. Nice possess here. Bailey has been a focal point, pulling the strings. Handled well this time around by Miller. Kone. Excellent poise under pressure. It is Jamaica providing the press right now. That ball right on a string. How about Davies? Spectacular here. Alphonso Davies is trying to go wide. Gets intercepted. Jamaica passes that defensive test. Now space in the middle. Johnson. You can hear the fans here, the Reggae Boys. Understanding the positivity flowing right now from their side. Over the top. It is Bailey! Just wide. It was a terrific run from Leon Bailey. Just missed by inches, to the delight of the coaches and the fans. There hasn't been a more dangerous man on the pitch so far. What a run it was. And it somehow finds its way over the head of Vittoria. And Bailey found space. And that one missed by not much. Bailey has found himself in some real estate. Canada will have to ask themselves some questions defensively. Intercepted on this pass forward. It's a long run here. Thrown all the way through. Lauren the closest to it. Cannon in there as well, and it's sent away. And Antonio down, and he's asking for a substitute. Perhaps the first change that we might need to see. It's been so good from Jamaica on so many different occasions so far in this match. They have found themselves in some great space. Antonio down. Antonio has been such a good goal scorer overall in his career. 33 years old, plays for West Ham United. And here's another look at this beautiful run from Bailey right at the outset of the game in the first 5 minutes. A man that has been eager, dangerous. This is a good chance from Canada. David in the 8th minute. Couldn't quite get enough on it. And this one from Bailey, the best chance of the match so far. It was a good work by him, eyeing that ball down and sending it through. Jamaica with a couple shots. One so far for Canada. Antonio walking off. He was asking for a change. From what we can tell, there hasn't been one made. Antonio comes off. And after a couple minutes, let's see how this thing restarts. It'll be sent backwards. And Jamaica will restart play. It's been a fun opening 19 minutes or so. Antonio heading back towards the locker room, and indeed does look like his day is over. And the question is, who comes in for Jamaica? As of right now, playing with a man down, and they'll have to make that decision on who they bring in. Blake losers it forward. Here's Gone. Laria. Davies spies the middle of the park. Kone. Wide. Gave it a chance. Couldn't quite put it on frame. Jamaica is going to make a change. Cervantes Stewart, the 23-year-old who plays in France, is going to replace Antonio in the 11 on the pitch. Just past the 20-minute mark. Jamaica and Canada scoreless so far here in the CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinals. Great to have you with us to kickstart this morning of Nations League play. The first three quarterfinal matchups of the first leg taken care of. The U.S., Panama, and Honduras all victorious by multiple goals as well. Laria plays for Vancouver Whitecaps in the MLS, tosses. That ball trickles out. At least Jamaica thought so. There was no whistle to stop it, and Canada will take advantage, bringing the ball towards the top of the 18. Davies sends it backwards. Vittoria, who was a Nations League best 11 selection last year. There's that confirmation of the substitute that we mentioned. So first change forced in there with Antonio injured. Gone. Gives it away. Davies sprints forward, a foul whistle. Jonathan David takes a tumble. Will there be some scoring punch here at the end of the first half as we hit the midway point of the opening 45? Lauren couldn't quite feed Davies. Jamaica spent a lot of time defending here in the last 5 minutes or so. Ball doesn't pick anybody out. Andre Blake again calmly to it. Will this be the best two legs of the quarterfinals? Long ball. This is where Leon Bailey has made his money. On long passes, he gets the deflection on this one. Once again, Jamaica can get into its pressure. It's a good switch of field here for Canada. There have been pockets in the midfield for Canada to work with. The frustration certainly amping up for the Canadians. Just one win in their last 6. That was a July 4th matchup against Cuba in the Gold Cup. 3 losses, 2 draws since June 18th. And they've allowed multiple goals in 5 of their last 6. Can they right the ship here in the quarterfinals? Spinning around, twisting a shot is Stewart. Overly ambitious, perhaps, but nevertheless, the confidence, something that you enjoy as a coaching staff. 18 goals last year with Mount Pleasant in 26 games in Jamaica. Earn the call to France. "25 minutes down. 65 to go in the first leg. Bailey overruns it. Doesn't matter, however. It's an interesting matchup between these two clubs. When you look at the history of these sides, Canada's won 10. Jamaica's won 7. There have been 6 draws. Canada haven't won in Jamaica in 35 years, however. They've lost 6 of the last 12 times that they've come here. The lone win coming back in April of 1988. That was decisive, though, 4-0. The foul whistled. It'll be a free kick here for Jamaica. The winners of the quarterfinals will punch a ticket to Copa America as guest teams at the South American Championship. Quarterfinal losers will play a single match elimination play-in March. That will decide 2 remaining spots out of CONCACAF. Nicholson gives chase, runs out of real estate. Announced yesterday that all of those matches in March, in the March window, will take place in Dallas. The finals at AT&T Stadium. Play-in matches will be at Toyota Stadium, host to FC Dallas in Frisco, Texas. And now, hydration break taking place between these two sides after the injury moments ago. Sent off Mikel Antonio. Get a hydration break. So far, 3 shots for Jamaica, 2 for Canada so far. I have not seen a goal to this point, nor have we seen a corner kick. Possession slightly in favor of Canada at this juncture. And we've seen this so far. At times, the sides in the quarterfinals prodding and poking, poised and patient. And eventually surges from a goal scoring perspective. It has been the underdogs in 2 of the 3 quarterfinals that have come away with wins, and it seemed like Trinidad and Tobago were going to have a heck of a result against the United States, and then an onslaught in the final 10 minutes allowed the Stars and Stripes to pull away. Noah Powder getting a red card early in that match. And it was 0-0 until Ricardo Pepi scored in the 82nd minute. Anthony Robinson in the 86th and Gio Reyna in the 89th allowed the United States to gain some separation for the return leg to Trinidad and Tobago on Monday evening. All parties having their chance. Leon Bailey chatting it up with our official, Tori Penso. These two having a chuckle. And such a good performance so far from Leon Bailey, the most dynamic and decisive man on the pitch to this point. And there should be a nice chunk of first half stoppage time available as well. We hit the 30th minute mark. Jamaica and Canada without a goal so far. And the CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinals, opening leg between these two countries. With our broadcast crew, Michael Watchang here in Kingston, Jamaica, in the National Stadium. Good to have you with us. Match that was postponed from last evening after rain flooded portions of the facility. And Milan Borjan, 6th all time in country's history in caps. Today is number 79. What adjustments, if any, were made during that little break? It was a good chunk of time for the two sides to chat. Borjan comes out, a native of Yugoslavia, plays in Slovakia. Will there be a first half goal to get things started between two countries that have played frequently? Jamaica have been to the Copa America twice, 2015 and 2016. They lost all 6 of their matches over those 2 years. Canada, meanwhile, won the Olympic gold in 1904, and 8 decades later, won the CONCACAF Gold Cup, and in 2000 did so as well. They've been close on numerous occasions, including the runners-up in this tournament last year. This ball nosedives forward. Vittoria steals the ball away, and here comes Buchanan. Good spin. Eustachio. Miller to the left channel. Here's Lauren. Lauren measures. Did Blake get a piece of that, or was it whistling wide? Canada asking for a corner. And it indeed will be our first corner of the day. Lauren had time, had space, and made the call to fire one in. And our first corner of the match comes in the 32nd minute. Davies all the way over everybody. Miller has to retreat and recover. Where's this second opportunity coming from? Hefty pressure being applied by Latte Bader. And Davies on this sideline. 2 defenders eye him. Has the moment pass for Canada now. Borjan. Jamaica bringing the pressure forward. A foul whistled here on Jamaica, much to the disdain of the bench, the players, and the fans. Gregory Lee pleading his case, the 29-year-old. Plays in League One in England for Oxford United.
One more step for me, please.
It will be a free kick here for Canada. A second chance, perhaps, for the Canadians to make something work. Davies doesn't hit that ball well. It does end up in a dangerous location. He's going to get a second crack at it. Prefers the left. This pass knocked out. Daniel Johnson, pesky. Daniel Johnson. Davies comes to the surface. Lauren gets an edge. His defender falls. Lauren through the middle. David has it blocked. Sent away. Davies back on it. Slices one in, and it's cleared away. Canada probing and perhaps boiling right now to an opening half goal. Look at Lauren in space. Finds David. And it gets blocked away. Lee was the man in there. Now this ball in. Sent right back where it initially came from. And Jamaica scrambling now. Danger locations. Dangerous passes. And Canada, after the hydration break, has found something. Now does that magic turn into a goal? Davies cannot beat the initial defender. Now turning, Laria. Davies uses the right foot this time. More accurate on this pass. Headed across, Blake hauls it down. David got a header to it. It was an excellent location as well, and Blake denies. Another giveaway. And Jamaica settle back down. They've been under a great deal of stress and anxiety in the last 5 minutes. Lee. Turner comes over, sends it away. Stewart amplifying the pressure. The freshest man on the field is a substitute in the 21st minute. Well, the first 20 minutes or so, you could say, belong to Jamaica. The last 6, unquestionably in favor of Canada, but Jamaica can change that here. 3 defenders there to just 1 Jamaican. Canada handles that sequence well. Well, this has been standard for Jamaica in this tournament. 7 of their 10 goals scored in the group stage came in the second half. In 3 of their 4 group stage matches, they were either behind or even. Here's Davies to the middle. Eustaquio. This is shot blocked. And after a ping pong ball, it's Bailey once more. Bailey finds space, gets fouled. And Canada frustrated and fortunate as well, as Bailey took out Kone. You can see this. Laurier came in, and there's the second collision, and that's very fortunate that Kone not injured. Daniel Johnson has a free kick coming. Borian asking his back line to play higher. Miller nods away. Magisa all the way over everybody, and Canada concedes its first corner of the day as Jamaica has their opportunity coming. Well, after a half hour of methodical, patient play, the final quarter hour of this first half has turned to be much more attacking and decisive. Bobby Reed, the 30-year-old who plays for Fulham, ready to go with this corner kick. Reed drives it, back post runner, hits the crossbar. Bailey again. Doesn't hit it to the right side of the pipes. What a great run on the back post, and he hits the right pipe. Wow. What a great ball off of the corner. You can't draw it up any better. Third time in this match, Bailey has found himself free, and the third time that he's unable to put it on target. Jar Nicholson has picked up a yellow card as well. After the fact, and now Milan Borjan needs some medical attention. Tantalizingly close. Here it is after the fact. Nicholson being aggressive, and then he might have stepped on Borjan's left leg there. And just as things were getting good, a pause here to reset. Borjan and Nicholson give each other a hug. Nicholson, 26, plays for Clermont in France. This is his 34th appearance for the Reggae Boys. First booking of the match. Allows coaching staffs to study the frames here. Turned into such a good day after a night last night drenched in rain, forcing a restart to today. And while it took some time for both sides to find their legs, they have been found. Does it lead to a first half goal? We walk into the locker room 0-0 in a quarterfinal matchup for just the second time. Panama led Costa Rica 2-0 at the break on Thursday. Honduras had a 1-0 edge at halftime last night against Mexico. It was scoreless between the U.S. and Trinidad and Tobago on Thursday. Home side winning twice in the U.S. and Honduras. Panama is the road team in Costa Rica, winning. Bailey again finds some real estate. By far the most attacking player in this match. He gets shoved off the ball. Penso, the official, says no, nothing there. Fans not happy. Ball comes back. Long distance shot. Borjan, decisive, pulls that one in. Bobby Reed from long range. Why not make Borjan make the save? can sense that both front lines starting to gain confidence. Davies unable to latch through Lauren. Intercepted here. Now Lee retreats. Reed sends Lambiki's off forward. Lauren, what a pass. And it's a fantastic run. Buchanan shut down initially. Buchanan cannot get it through to the fence. Fine work in the back. Ethan Pinnock denies. It's a great pass and a great run. But the defense even better. Here's a look at the foul after the fact. That'll set up a free kick for Canada. Jonathan David taken out. Canada have now had their fair share of set pieces. How does this one turn out here in the 45th minute? Davies boomerangs, tight back post, Blake with two hands. And Jamaica handles it well. Is the counter on in space. Bodies collide and a foul whistled. That is great work by Samuel Adekubi. 28-year-old, plays for the Vancouver Whitecaps, moved to Canada from England when he was 10. Lauren cuts it through. David pummels it to the strings. Canada with a breakthrough in stoppage time in the first half. 1-0, Canada out in front of Jamaica. It felt like it was a matter of time. And Canada finds the goal in the first minute of stoppage time. And two of the best scorers in the history of the country connect. Here it is again. Off of the restart, Borean. It bounces down. Lauren in space, splits two. So quick, so strong, and it's easy for David at the end. After the pass gets through, Andre Blake. Fantastic from Canada. It felt like perhaps we had a first half goal in us from one of these two. And it turns out to be the Canadians. So David scores. That is the 26th time that he has scored for his country. Only the man that passed it to him, Kyle Loren, has more. So with 7 minutes of stoppage time. Jonathan David, who was the 2019 CONCACAF Gold Cup Golden Boot winner, is the man that opens the scoring in the Nations League quarterfinals between Canada and Jamaica. Leg number 1 of 2. Well, rematch on Tuesday in Toronto at 7:30. Jamaica had been strong. Jamaica had had chances. But it's Canada that scores the opener. Here's a shot that bounces off of a body. Blake knocks it down after Buchanan. Sent a laser through. High arcing bender down the field. Bounces to the ground and trickles out halfway through stoppage time. Canada haven't won on the road since June 15th. That was 2-0 at Panama. That was also the last time that David scored. 25th minute goal in that matchup. Davies would add the punctuation mark in the 69th minute. Jamaica have an answer in him at the end of the first half. Victoria goes down. 36-year-old. Making his 46th appearance for Canada. Draws the foul. And allows for Canada to take some more time off the clock. Look at this ball whipping into the box. Victoria stepping right in front of Trevante Stewart. Sixth minute of first half stoppage time. There's Jonathan David scoring in the first minute of stoppage time. Ball lofted down the field. Morian started things on that goal from David. Davies. There's space over there. David sprints into space. David waits. David plays it back. Lauren wide. Those two nearly connected again. Not many times that Lauren will miss from that area. And that could have been a crippling second goal allowed by Jamaica, who now just trying to get to the finish line of this opening half. Lee really split the defense. Canada can bring the ball forward one more time. Passing looked good for a moment, given right away though. Reed forced to retreat. Davies gets it. Davies runs, and he's got space. Alfonso Davies has David screaming inside of the box. Davies unable to poke that one through. Orkone on his backside is Adekubi. Now Buchanan wide. Blake was sent to the ground. And that appears as if the half is going to end on that note. And indeed, there is your first half whistle. And what an opening half it was here in the CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinals. Canada gets the breakthrough on Jonathan David's goal in the first minute, first half stoppage time. And that's where we stand now here in the CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinals opening leg. Canada 1, Jamaica 0. Highlights come your way right around the corner.
It's just the beginning of a happy, good, fun day. And I'm feeling kind of Sunday. Feeling kind of Sunday. Feeling
You know CarMax has a 30-day money-back guarantee on every car they sell.
Yep, they named it after me.
No, they didn't.
It's my nickname, Steph 30-day money-back guarantee Curry.
Nobody calls you that.
Oh, it's about to be a party in here. BetMGM's got all the sports betting in one place. And it's live, baby. Ooh, we're placing money lines in real time. We got second half spreads and third set winners as they happen. Overs hitting in extra innings. Live is where the action is at. Can we get these people a promo? There it is.
Geico makes car insurance easy.
Enjoy your flight. You too.
As easy as saying the wrong thing.
Me too. Really?
What?
Dad, why would you say that?
Why would you say that?
Do I look like I'm going on vacation, sir?
It's not how airports work, man.
You could?
Dad!
Are we leaving or?
I don't even want to go on vacation anymore.
I thought I knew you.
She has hairspray that is over the limit.
With an app that puts your policy in your pocket, it's easy to Geico.
And you're not wearing socks. Get a grip, man.
If just one person in your family has type 1 diabetes, your kids are up to 15 times more likely to get it too. Don't wait until symptoms start. Spot type 1 early with one test before they need insulin. Screen it like you mean it.
A Game of Honor. The Army-Navy game presented by USAA. Saturday, December 9th on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
I think you're the most beautiful woman in the world. Do you like your life like this? All this pretending. Everybody lies about something.
You're a very interesting man.
Interesting is a liability these days. We lie about who we sleep with because you have no choice. It's not who we sleep with. It's who we love.
Halftime here in Kingston, Jamaica, as Canada and Jamaica square off in the CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinals. Canada haven't won on Jamaican soil in 35 years. And it was a slow start to this one overall. Leon Bailey has had his fair share of chances. That was in the 4th minute. Found himself in some space. His chip went high and wide. Canada responded with a chance of their own. Jonathan David, what a great run this was, but 2 defenders closed the gap. It was Lee on the right, Johnson on the left, eventually shutting down that opportunity. And then again, Bailey, a focal point. Bailey on the volley. If he keeps that on frame, Jamaica have the opening goal. But after 15 minutes, there was no score between these two sides. Bailey frustrated. There would be more of him in this first half. Canada would ratchet things up. Here's Lauren in the 32nd minute rather, pushing it wide right. Canada continued to apply the pressure. Here's Davies finding space, cutting it through. David gets it blocked away. Once again, Davies, another pass in. It's headed back across by David. Bailey uses all of his 6 feet plus frame to grab that one out of the sky and keep it out of the frame. Here was a great opportunity for Bailey of Jamaica. 40th minute, Reed on the corner, Bailey in space. All he had to do was put it on target, and Jamaica would have had the lead. And then off of a restart, long ball sent forward. How about Lauren, able to control this ball as it dies in the soft grass, spins through 2 defenders, cuts one through. David punctures the frame, and it's a 1-0 Canada lead. That coming in the 1st minute of first half stoppage time. And Canada has the advantage, a team that has won just 1 time in its last 6 matches. The 2 top leading goal scorers in Canadian history, Lauren, number 1, David, number 2, link up, and it is David breaking through and providing the opening goal of this matchup between Jamaica and Canada in the first half of stoppage time. Here in the 7th minute, another chance. Buchanan whistles one wide left. Blake busy. That white jersey getting dirty, but the whistle would come to a close, and the first half would end just like that. And at the break, it is Canada 1 and Jamaica 0 in the first leg. 4 shots for Jamaica. None have been on target, but you saw the dangerous chances that they have had so far in this match. They've had their fair share, just haven't been able to score so far. Possession in favor of Canada, and at the break, it's the Canadians 1 and Jamaica 0. Second half kickoff comes your way next. Can Jamaica come back to equalize or go on top, or does Canada get its first win in Jamaica in 35 years? We answer those questions when we come back as Canada leads 1-0 in the CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinals.
Completes the turnaround.
Getting ready to start the second half. Canada and Jamaica in the first leg of the CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinals. Jamaica in the yellow and green, Canada in the black. And it's Jonathan David's goal in the first minute of first half stoppage time that provides the goal right now for Canada, out in front, looking for their second win ever in Jamaica. Flag is up, offside. Michael Watchring and her crew here in Kingston, Jamaica for this matchup as the temperature continues to rise here in the southeastern portion of this country. Rain pummeled the area last night. We're supposed to get started at 7 p.m. local time. Rain forced this game to be delayed twice and eventually postponed last evening to this morning. And after perhaps a little bit of a slow start, both sides settled in nicely at the end of the first half. Do the Reggae Boys have an answer against this Canadian side desperate for a victory? Having just one win in their last 6, and defensively has been the problem. Giving up a boatload of goals in that stretch. Long ball sent forward, headed down by Vittoria, out of play. Leon Bailey had 3 chances in that first half. He has the possession now. Excellent footwork, excellent poise through pressure. And the fans delighted with that performance. Is he the man that breaks through for Jamaica in this first leg? Space on this side. Stewart, the substitute. Taken off the ball by Laria. Stewart providing the pressure. Laria, so much strength to get to the corner. Nutmeg Stewart. Getting some help, this time from Buchanan, and then a little bit of extracurriculars, and Nicholson has to be careful. He picked up a yellow card, the lone yellow card in that first half. And already playing on yellow, cannot afford to get a second infraction. Here it is again. Nicholson coming in. This is perhaps the moment that Laria took offense to. And looking at it again, really not much there from Nicholson at the end of the day, other than just stumbling on top of Laria. Well, Canada would like to gain maybe a little bit of separation in this first leg, going back home to Toronto. Jamaica, no question, would much rather get a goal and make this even and make the hostile environment a BMO field. Even more hostile on Tuesday night. Kone. This is jersey tugged by Daniel Johnson, the 31-year-old who plays for Stoke City. Third appearance for Johnson for Jamaica. Atakubi. Davies. David. Lauren. David. Flawless. David shooting. And pings off of the hands of Blake and out. David, Lauren, and Davies all starting to find some confidence and some rhythm in the attack. This was a pretty look from David. Corner kick coming. Canada have had their fair share of set pieces. This time it is Steven Eustachio. This for FC Porto in Portugal. He's been there since 2014. He takes this corner kick. High arcing ball, caught up in the wind. Volley from Buchanan. That was nearly magnificent. Wow. That ball had some curvature to it, some pace. What a volley here. Sent Blake diving. And Canada up here starting to find that confidence and leg. Talk about a journey it has been for this Canadian side at the World Cup. Winless in their 3 matches, but they also played in the same group as Croatia, who finished 3rd, and Morocco, who finished 4th. It was a gauntlet in Group F. The highs and lows, the ups and downs, the challenges have been there for Canada of the 2023 campaign. CONCACAF Nations League play. 2 matches to go in the calendar year in major competitions. Canada could punctuate this year and build something for that March window. The Nations League Finals in Dallas. Bernard. Out of the way. Miller comfortably collects that one out. Bicky's up. Onside here. Turning, shooting. And off the Miller deflection. Nicholson sees that ball fall into Borjan's hands. And moves that ball well too far. Blake picks it up. Now what happened at the Canadian U17 team at the U17 World Cup. 86th minute. I think it was actually 87th minute now that I think about it. Down by a goal against England. And the keeper, Quillen Roberts, walked the ball up the field, demanding his team to attack, demanding that they move forward. Ended up hitting a ball from well beyond the midfield stripe. It bounced at the top of the 18-yard box. Didn't latch up to anybody. The keeper too aggressive. Saw the ball go over his head and in, and Roberts equalized for Canada in the final match of group stage play at the U17 level. The knockout stage is coming up next. Here it's the quarterfinals of the senior team. And a 1-0 edge for Canada on Jonathan David's first half goal. This is the first leg. Plenty of action still to come between these two clubs. On a tightrope there. David catches. Lauren spins. Bounce right back to him. Here's Nicholson. Goes wide. Punches it forward. Stewart. Stewart. Back for Nicholson. One more chance here for Johnson. Nicholson turns. Bailey was expecting an additional run from Nicholson. It never came. Canada can't hold on to the ball long enough. Reed, he's onside. Reed through. Nicholson the closest man to it. Slung away at the end of it by Canada's back line. Into the box this one goes. Reed overran it. It will just be a throw for Canada instead of the goal kick. If you're Jamaica, confidence has to be there. They have been very aggressive in the attack. They have found seams. They just haven't had that finishing touch. Here it is again. Look at Bailey. Had the right idea to try to get it to Nicholson. Nicholson didn't continue on his run. Just a misstep, or just a fraction at times from Jamaica. But if they figure things out, Canada could be in trouble in this first leg. But the Canadians lead at 1-0. Jamaica on the home pitch, looking for an answer to that late first half goal. I mentioned it in the first half. Jamaica have been behind or level now in 4 of their 5 matchups in CONCACAF Nations League play. This is not unfamiliar territory for this country. Yet they walked away with 3 wins and a draw in the group stage. Do they have that second half magic again? Nicholson. The intended target of Stewart's pass. Borjan sends it back to his positional counterpart in Blake. 7 of the 10 goals that Jamaica have scored in this tournament have come in the second 45. Will that happen again today? And a foul is whistled on Kone. He picks up the ball as if to display it to Tori Penso. I won it. It was clean. Shouldn't have been anything. Jamaica tries the quick restart. Instead, it gets sent back. Canada preparing for its first change. Mark Anthony K, New England Revolution man, preparing for his 41st appearance. Here's a chance. Jamaica scores. Shamar Nicholson, right off of the restart, equalizes. And now the flag up for offside. Nicholson saying no. And now questions to be answered. This will be a fascinating chat. Wow. Let's see. They play it all the way out. The goal goes in. Now the flag comes up after the ball had come all the way back out towards the penalty spot. It was off for the quick restart. And you know that VAR is going to have its conversation here to make a decision. And that's what Tori Penso is hearing. Edvin Jurzovic is the VAR referee. Now, will they want to go take a look at this? I would imagine that they will, and indeed they will. So offside was the initial whistle, and now VAR will take a look. Let's take it another chance to dissect this one. We're going to look at Nicholson. That clearly looks like he's onside. Based off of that vantage point, here it is again. Nicholson is up there, and when that ball is hit, it looks like that one Canadian defender right around the arch of the penalty spot is holding him up. Tori Penso running back. It is a goal. Confirmed. Overruled. Jamaica has equalized. Shamar Nicholson scores for the 11th time for his country. Jamaica won, Canada won. First time Nicholson has scored since World Cup qualifying in 2021. Makes no debates about this one. What a pass off of the restart. Canada caught sleeping. Jamaican capitalize. And despite the flag going up for offside initially, VAR intervenes, overrules, and decides it is a goal. Canada makes a change as well. That is Mark Anthony K coming in, and Ismail Kone comes out. Well, things get interesting here with about a half hour left in this match. Looks like there was a booking in that sequence as well. We need to confirm exactly who it was. I thought maybe it might have been on Kone for a moment for taking too long to get off the field, but there were several arguments being made by the field players of Canada after the fact. We'll confirm that yellow in just a moment. But it is a goal for Jamaica. And here in the 60th minute, we're back to even terms in leg one of two in the CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinals. Well, that's exactly what I was talking about 10 minutes ago. If Jamaica can find that missing piece in the attacking third, Canada could be in trouble. And now it's Jamaica in danger. A foul whistle. And probably needed to make that concession there to Sean Bernard on Lauren. 60th minute, 1-1 Jamaica and Canada. First leg of the CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinals. Michael Watchering and our broadcast crew enjoying this early morning matchup in Kingston, Jamaica. Here's another look at it. Bernard had that ball shuffle away. The Sheffield Wednesday product. Well, there's smiling, there's pushing, there's botting, there's conversations. And these two sides amplifying things now. Davies and Eustachio eye this one. Who will take it for Canada? Eustachio curls it around. Sent back out. Anakubi. David sends it back through. There is space here. Bounced away. Canada pushing. Davies taken off. Fine defensive work by Bobby Reed. And now the run is on. Miller steps in. Stewart cannot get around. Fine defensive work by Kamal Miller. Well, the final 29 minutes plus any stoppage time provides for quite the interesting storyline down the stretch. Canada have only won one time in 12 tries at Jamaica, and that came 35 years ago. Of Canada's roster for this matchup, only two men were alive, and they were 1 year of age. Vittoria and Milan Borjan were 1 year old the last time that Canada won on Jamaican soil. And both men 36. And a handball whistled. The fans have started to get into this one as well. The energy has increased. That's a tough one right there from Mark Anthony Kay. He's played in the United States for a bunch of teams. Began his career with Louisville City in the USL Championship in 2016 and 2017. Well, there are two experienced men, Jonathan David and Alphonso Davies. They're pleading their case. Festivities in the crowd have hit a fever pitch. Reed doesn't get him over the initial Canadian defender. Look at Reed interject in front of Davies, no foul. Stewart back to Reed. Borjan controls this one easily. Wants to go quickly. He set up the initial goal in the first half with a long pass. This time slips and doesn't complete his intended pass. This didn't have the hottest of starts. Pinnock. Lee. All level here. And it's the first time in the quarterfinals that both sides have scored. The U.S., Panama, and Honduras, all with shutout victories in the first legs. A stumble. Doesn't stop Johnson, and then a foul. Whistled on Anakubi. Another glance at Anakubi coming in. Jamaica, another restart chance. Jonathan David, 45+1, the opening goal for Canada. And in the 58th minute officially, Shamar Nicholson scoring. Daniel Johnson taking his time here, doing his homework. And now Lowe lining a ball in that Borjan gathers. And with everybody back near his 18, will be more methodical and patient to get the ball forward. The Canadian staff trying to make their decisions because of the postponement yesterday. I wonder when both of these teams will make their journey back to Canada. I would imagine that that would impact Jamaica less, thinking that they might not have been scheduled to leave until tomorrow. Canada, meanwhile, had to make their changes. If they're able to leave tonight, it's back to Canada and Toronto for training to prepare for that Tuesday night matchup. And the coaches have to be aware of that. And a tight turnaround, as well as be in contact with the players' clubs to ensure that the minutes that they're getting do not exceed what they're expected to get. Andre Blake was hoping somebody would go to the middle of the field. And now it takes some juggling to get the ball away from the attack of Jonathan David. Long ball sent down the yard, headed away. Well, after Canada had completely controlled the final 15 minutes of the first half and seemingly had the overall upper hand, they had a couple chances in the opening 5 minutes of this second half. Jamaica have completely flipped this game around and completely flipped the script. One apiece, 67th minute in leg number one. Could be some drama in leg two, but time remains in this one. Davies unable to keep it in play, pointing out to his team where he wanted that ball, the Bayern Munich man. Sensing some frustration. Well, so far, both sides have only made one change apiece. Johnson heavy on this pass. There is space for Stewart if he can get the angle, but he's going to get called for the foul at the end of it all. Not bad though. Found himself in some space, and that shows the ability to play direct for Jamaica. Could be something that could provide some scoring pop. Jamaica have just one shot in the second half. It was the goal from Nicholson that was originally ruled offside. And VAR went in and overturned. It said that it was good. Lamar Nicholson scoring for the first time in 2 years, giving Jamaica a lifeline. A foul whistled on the retreating run from Gregory Lee. 29-year-old making his 11th appearance for his country. Couldn't get a piece of it, and Buchanan takes the brunt of that contact. And Buchanan now down. This match will put a bow on the first legs of the quarterfinals. It'll be Trinidad and Tobago, Panama, Canada, and Mexico hosting the second legs. Lee was given a yellow card, so he goes into the book here in the 70th minute. (1-1) Canada and Jamaica, first leg of the Nations League quarterfinals. Alphonso Davies. Another free kick opportunity. And a powerful left foot bends this one over everybody. Out of play. And Maybe the Jamaican crowd will get back into this one with about 20 more minutes to go. Michael Watchring and our crew with you here on a Saturday morning, turning to the afternoon. Changes for Canada, 2 of them in fact. Osorio and Hoylett trot onto the field while Buchanan and Lauren are coming out. Both of those players are highly impactful in their minutes. 2 changes here. Hoylett, 15 career goals for Canada. Osorio has 9. So now Canada have used 3 of their changes. Well, if this score holds, pressure fully on the Canadians going back to Toronto on Tuesday. Jamaica finding their cohesion here in the second half. Just as I say that, an errant pass. All that being said, though, Canada still with an 11-5 shot advantage in the match. Canada have had their spurts of attack. A foul whistled here, otherwise it would have been a breakthrough for Jamaica. Stewart guilty. Another look, Victoria carrying that ball forward. Jonathan David scored in the first minute of first half stoppage time. Canada 59% of the first half possession, 8 shots to 4, 5 on target in the first half to none for Jamaica. And then Shamar Nicholson scored in the 57th minute. VAR overturned an offside call. And here's Nicholson again. Borean alert to this one. The flag would have been up for offside at the end of it all, and we've already seen that tale told. Nicholson was ruled offside initially when he scored. VAR went back, overturned it, called it a goal. And that's why we sit at 1 apiece. 73rd minute. Do one of these two sides get the upper hand? Or will it be a 90-minute sprint to the finish line in the second leg for a chance to capture a Copa America ticket and a spot in the semifinals? So another cooling break will come here. It's 7 minutes of first half stoppage time. And we'll get this cooling break here in the second half for the two sides to collect their thoughts, gather themselves, chat things over. Canada, after the first half cooling break, made the necessary adjustments and dominated the end of the first half. Will there be a similar story here in half number 2? Oro Bielo having a conversation with his group, trying to punch the right tickets with this side. Canada have had an up and down 2023. You go to a World Cup, feel good about that. But you don't win a match there, can't get out of the group stage in a very difficult group. Here's another look at Canada's goal. Lauren does the heavy lifting, and David racks the weights with an easy finish. Canada had the lead 1-0 at the end of the first half. And then here was the play. Nicholson right off of the restart. Both goals have come off of quick restarts. That goal going in. VAR overturning the offside call. And saying that it is a good goal. Fans here at the National Stadium in Kingston, Jamaica. Keeping their eyes on this one. And off of the restart. See how Canada performs now. And a whistle comes. Leon Bailey in the mix again. He's had a quieter second half of play. And now Bailey is going to go in the book. That's the third player for Jamaica. And they found themselves on a yellow. So free kick here. Mark Anthony Kay. 77th minute. 1-1. Kay drives one through the middle. David, the intended target in the middle. Latches onto it for a moment. And it's sent away by Eustachio. Jamaica have used just one change, and that was a forced change. And Mikel Antonio was injured in the 21st minute. Otherwise, it's been the same group out there that started this match for the Reggae Boys. Will either of these two sides get a winner? Osorio. Out of the reach of the intended target. Stewart. Reed. And Akubi does well. He goes down though. And they can bring it forward. Eustachio. Davies. Davies gets it back. Splits two defenders. Sprinting. David. Or check that. That was Oilet. Blake grabs it. Better that time around from Canada. Well, they're better looking attacks of this second half. On down. Stewart. To the top. Nicholson. Johnson. Bailey. Pushed outside of the box. Punched away. And a corner kick coming for Jamaica. 80th minute. Canada scored first. Jonathan David's 26th goal for Canada in the first minute of first half stoppage time. Shamar Nicholson scores for the 11th time for the Reggae Boys in the 58th minute. And tied at 1 here in the first leg of the CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinals. Michael Watchring and our crew with you here in the 80th minute in Kingston, Jamaica. on this Saturday afternoon. Bobby Reed to take the corner. Reed powers it in. Headed away and over the head of one man, Davies. Eyes up. Gets caught in the turf, but does hold on to possession. And it's punched away by Lee. Two more changes here for Jamaica. Jamaica will bring Javen Brown and Demario Phillips in. Stewart and Limbikisa are coming out. So two changes for Jamaica here down the stretch. Jamaica will get possession back. Still sitting at 11-5 in shots. Defenses have won the day here in the fast 20 minutes since the Nicholson goal. And the reach of Davies. This is a tough one to identify at the end. Which team feels better going into the second leg if this scoreline holds? Jamaica few and far between on shots, and here on their home field, wanting to take care of business. Demario Phillips, 25-year-old, took a hefty brunt of that one on his first touch of the match. Official attendance just announced, just north of 3,500. Here it is again. Didn't even hit the body. I thought initially it looked like it hit the body, but Phillips takes that one right to his head. An obvious reason to stop play and check on him, see if he's okay. Canada searching now. And they have a late stunner in this one. Is it Jamaica that finds a response? Phillips back on the pitch. Back to 11v11. The question for Canada moving into leg number 2 is, can they harness that 25-minute window spanning the first and second halves where they're the better team on the field? If they can harness that, dangerous club the rest of the way. For Jamaica on the other side, can they be more solid in their finishing? I feel like defensively they've had a nice overall match, weathered the storm of Canada. But they've had a few chances inside of the box. Either trickle just wide, hit a post, or force a Borean save. 5 minutes or so to go. Lost any stoppage time. And we had a hydration break, so you wonder what kind of stoppage time we will get. We had 7 minutes in the first half. Right up here for offside. Jamaica have never lost a Nations League match. Trying to make it 15 out of 15, but they've also never beaten a North American side in the Nations League. And that's what would be required for them to get to the semifinals and punch a ticket, one of the 6 from this tournament, to the Copa America. Here's a great galloping run from Laria. Laria, selective, cuts it back, Eustachio! Canada answers, and it's a terrific run from Lauria, finding Eustachio. Canada back out in front, 2-1. How about that? Lauria from a lengthy run. Cut it back. Eustachio, terrific finish. And that is the moment that Canada have won it since the end of the first half. 4th career goal for Eustachio for Canada, and 1st since the Gold Cup in 2021. The 26-year-old, in his 33rd career appearance, has put Canada in front and has quieted this crowd. And for Jamaica, down by a goal in this match, do they find another equalizer? Took them about 15 minutes to answer the first. A strong second half team. 8 of their 11 goals in this tournament have come in half number 2. Will it be a 9th to make it 2-2? Make it a fascinating matchup on Tuesday night in Toronto against a Canadian team that has allowed multiple goals in 5 of its last 6. Arcing ball forward. Nicholson gives it a look. Miller steps right in front to intervene. Borian goes down. Canada have not won on Jamaican soil in 35 years. Perhaps today is the day. But plenty of time left in this one. And Jamaica eyeing. An equalizer. Canada more than content with frustrating Jamaica and sending them back towards their own target. How many more chances can Jamaica rely upon in the second half? All eyes will be on the 4th official in about 90 seconds on stoppage time number. Certainly for Jamaica, 1 goal on a mountain on Tuesday. And certainly a goal in this one be a confidence booster heading to Toronto in the second leg. Johnson throws it through. Nicholson is able to slow it down. The defense alert to it. Jamaica not done yet on this pass. Pinnock. Bailey in quiet in the second half after 3 great chances at goal in the first. Great pressure from Canada right now in the 90th minute. Everybody inside of the box. Over Reed's head here. It is brought down by Brown. Into the air this ball goes. Flag was down. Clears to midfield. We hit stoppage time. There will be 6 minutes of stoppage time in this second half. That ball passed to the touchline and too far. And that will most certainly allow Canada to take some time off the clock. The question will be how much. Canada prepared to make another change. Liam Millar, who plays for England's Preston North End, is standing by the fourth official. It's been 30 seconds since that ball went out. Well, there's another change as well. Alistair Johnston waiting as well by the fourth official. And now the ball put into play. Nearly an entire minute comes off the clock. Now Bailey sends it backwards. High arcing ball forward. Vittoria sends it back where it came from. And a foul whistled on Nicholson. And now the changes will be allowed to happen. Davies is coming off. As well as David. So these 2 days come to a close. In the second minute of stoppage time, Johnston and Millar come in. Canada more than content with taking as much time off the clock as they can. And they've basically been able to wipe away 2 full minutes near the 6 minutes of stoppage time just off of these restarts. And a foul whistled on Johnston, who just walked onto the field. As it stands right now, Stephen Eustachio, the difference maker, has scored just 7 times for his club in over 200 matches, but he's now scored for the 4th time in 33 caps for Canada. Well, Jamaica to get an equalizer. The urgency needs to amplify. Johnson turns back around halfway through the minimum 6 minutes of added time. Eustachio intercepts here. This is a well-weighted ball. Eustachio sends it forward. There's space here for Osorio. Johnston is in. Might have been offside, might have been kept on as well, but Osorio not pressing. Third goal for Canada in this one would be devastating for Jamaica. This stoppage time has gone exactly according to plan for Canada. Eustachio. Back on it, flag is down. Canada playing keep away. The Canadians more than content with their patience now. The runners up last year in Nations League. This ball punctured forward. Osorio nearly funneled it through. Pinnock just got enough of a piece to keep Jamaica down by just a goal. Johnson sends it forward. Canada has plenty of bodies back. No foul whistled here. Handled well by Laria, who sent up Eustachio. in the 85th minute. A foul whistled against Canada. 1 more minute to go. Check that. The decision changed. A foul against Jamaica. And perhaps for the Reggae boys, this might be the end of the line in this contest. Millar keeps it away. Now attacking in the run. Shooting it off the side of the net. Goal kick. And for Jamaica, will they have an additional moment with the changes made by Canada? Both coaches rather, will make the argument that this should be it. There is the final whistle. And for the first time since 1988, Canada has won on Jamaican soil. 2-1 the final today in the first leg of CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinal action. Jonathan David started the scoring. It was a dramatic late first half goal in the first minute of stoppage time. Shamar Nicholson responded in the first 15 minutes of the second half. And then Steven Eustachio finishes it off in the 85th minute with what proves to be a winner. And Canada wins it by a final score of 2-1. The second leg scheduled for Toronto and BMO Field on Tuesday at 7:30. We'll be there, and we hope to see you there as well. Quarterfinal action continues on Monday with the U.S. and Trinidad and Tobago from Trinidad and Tobago at 7 p.m. CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinal action wraps up today. Canada wins it for the first time on Jamaican soil in 35 years by a score of 2-1. For our entire crew today, I'm Michael Watchalong saying so long. We'll talk to you again on Tuesday. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody.
Geico makes car insurance as easy as loving Parmesan.
Say when. Say when. Say when. When.
With 24/7 emergency roadside service, it's easy to Geico.
Fresh ground pepper?
Yes, please. What do you mean the connecting rooms were not confirmed?
Exactly, not confirmed. But they're super close, though. There's just a courtyard in between them. Well, actually, it's an alley, but nobody lives in it anymore, so that's cool.
Go ahead and lock the door.
What?
When you want your kids in a room that's actually connecting,
Lock that door! Why would I lock the drawer?
it matters where you stay. Hilton for the stay.
This is the GMC Sierra. Available with the V8 engine, the Super Cruise hands-free driving experience, and the multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra, it's the truck.
Oh, what's up? You watching the game? Or maybe the one later. Put a little BetMGM action on it, and now any game becomes the game. When you got overs and unders, you're in it every time they throw the ball, kick the ball, dribble the ball. Maybe it's not even a ball.
Who needs a ball?
Now that bet's got you watching every inning, half, round, period, set, hole, a lap. Right from the edge of your seat. Hit him with the promo.
Fun vacation?
Amazing. He is rarely speechless.
You guys hit Emerald's Bistro?
Welcome. That's all she talks about.
What else y'all do?
Nothing.
Like I always say, no one does fun like Carnival.
Every year, millions of people find a health plan at healthcare.gov during open enrollment, so they can enjoy more visits, have more meet and greets, and have less to worry about. With the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 a month or less with financial help. Feel like a million and find your plan during open enrollment. Healthcare.gov is here for millions like you.
Spot does it obediently. Good boy. Wonderful pistachios. Get cracking.
Here's your HQ headlines. We start off with the big news out of the NFL, where Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow set to miss the rest of the season with a torn ligament in his wrist. Burrow was hurt the second quarter of Thursday night's loss to the Baltimore Ravens. Jake Browning now takes over as the starter in Cincinnati. Here's a look at some other notable injury reports from around the NFL. The Vikings could be getting Justin Jefferson back after a 5-game absence. He's officially listed as questionable. Garrett Wilson and Keenan Allen also listed as questionable, but both are expected to suit up and play. And the Dolphins should be getting back Devon Achane this week against the Raiders. He's been on the IR with a sprained MCL. Let's go over to the NBA. Marcus Smart will miss the next 3 to 5 weeks with a sprained left foot. He was injured during Tuesday night's loss to the Lakers. Now, Smart is averaging 12.5 points and 5 assists per game for the Grizz this season. Another bump in the road for Memphis, who already off to a shaky 2-9 start. And in women's college basketball, Angel Reese was missing in action during LSU's win over Southeastern Louisiana on Friday. The news comes after she was benched for the second half of Tuesday's win over Kent State, which Kim Mulkey called a coaching decision. Mulkey added that Reese is still part of the team and that the Tigers hope to see her back sooner rather than later. And in hockey news, Devil star Jack Hughes is a game-time decision for tonight's showdown against the Rangers. He's missed the last 5 games with an upper body injury and has been out since November 3rd. Prior to his injury, Hughes led the NHL in points with 20 in just 10 games.
You love me, right?
Oh my God.
I asked if you love me. Something feels off.
You're really helping people and saving lives.
Nice. That's right.
Free breakfast, anyone?
Express yourself. Express yourself. You don't ever need help from nobody else. All you got to do now.
Impressive. Enjoy our free, fresh, hot breakfast any way you like. Only at Holiday Inn Express by IHG Hotels and Resorts.
Into college football pregame. It's time for Rising Stars, presented by the United States Army. We're coming to you live from the 24/7 Sports Studio. I'm Grace Remington with Smoke Dixon and Danny Cannell joining us from afar. DK, I'll start with you. Who is your Rising Star?
Before I get to my rising star, I'm upset. I thought Coach Reed was going to be on here. I knew he was going to take the Colorado loss rough. I didn't know he was going to miss work today, but make sure you send him my regards, all right? My rising star, I'm going with Taj Washington, wide receiver out of USC. We've talked so much about Caleb Williams and the job that he's done this year. He has been spectacular, but his favorite target has been pretty special too. 4 100-plus yard games. He's been phenomenal. I think he has another big game today in a rivalry game versus UCLA. Both these teams kind of playing for pride, backs against the wall, and I think Taj Washington has a big performance today. He's one of the best receivers in the Pac-12, just behind those crew from Washington.
You know what, Daniel? I'm going to go ahead and tell you to leave my man Coach Reed alone today. I'm going to pick him up while he's not here today. But my rising star today is Ollie Gordon, the second. #1 rusher in the nation, yards from scrimmage, and this guy has 12 touchdowns on the year. He's an explosive runner, thick, can get good yards in terms of in between the tackles, but has the speed for explosive runs. But for my man Carl today, I'm going to hold him down and give you Ollie Gordon a second.
OK State will need him against Houston today as the Pokes not giving up on those Big 12 hopes just yet. Let's get into our games to watch, and we will start with the SEC Game of the Week on CBS. That is Georgia at Tennessee, a top 20 matchup here. 3 weeks in a row, guys, we've been saying toughest test of the season for Georgia. This might actually be it, though. Tennessee has that crowd behind them at Rocky Top. That's a place you don't want to mess with. Vols haven't lost a game in Neyland Stadium since 2021. But, Smoke, how does Tennessee hang in this game?
Ooh, that's a tough tell.
You're already laughing.
I'm going to see if I can drum one up, because I know Bazooka Joe is going to be the guy that we all going to be looking at saying, hey, listen, he has to do the job. But at the end of the day, I just hope that Georgia doesn't beat them by at least 30 points.
Oh, man.
Because this one can get really, really ugly. Georgia's hitting their stride right now. They've shown you multiple ways of winning games. Right? They've shown you they can win the game by running the ball and slowing it down. Their #1 player on offense gets hurt. All that happens is their quarterback just gets better. So today, Georgia's just taking their steps to the SEC championship to get ready to beat Alabama in Georgia. And Tennessee's just one of the teams on the road that they're just going to wipe and keep on going. Good luck today.
Smoke, I hear everything you're saying, and it seems a little too easy. But as we know, this is college football, and things are never as easy as they seem. Because, like you said, Tennessee looked awful last week. The lowest scoring output in Josh Heupel's tenure as a head coach anywhere. Only 1 touchdown. They got run all over. They couldn't get off the field. 40 minutes, Mizzou was able to hold the time of possession. Georgia looked incredible versus Ole Miss. They finally had everything clicking on all cylinders. I'll only say this because I have a hunch. You're like, it could get ugly if Tennessee, because it has to be more than the fans. They have to actually go out there and provide some pressure on the field. But we know it's going to be hard to hear. The last time we saw Georgia in a hostile environment on the road was way back when they went to Auburn, who's not very good, and it was a dogfight in the 4th quarter. Can they pressure Carson Beck, who has been close to flawless all season long, and fluster him somewhat? Can James Pierce, who's got 6 sacks on the year, can he get to him? Can they do something to distract him and force him to a bad game? If they can't, it's a rout, like you said, Smoke. But I'm just curious to see if it's as easy as we think it is, or else we'd all be just laying the 10 with Georgia and we'd be just retiring in a year. It's never that easy, though, so I'm very curious to see what this game plays out like.
Dan, you gave us a lot of ifs. Yes. I'm talking about a lot of ifs. I don't know if those ifs are actually going to do anything. Those ifs, I watched that defense last week. That defensive coordinator did some stuff out there that was undisciplined and unsound. And I know Bobo's going to take full advantage of what they're doing on defense. And this could get bad early.
This one really feels like if Tennessee doesn't keep it close early, that's the key to the game right there. Keep the crowd in it early. Let's stay in the SEC. Florida taking on Mizzou today, and these are 2 coaches trending in opposite directions. Eli Drinkwitz is just the 2nd coach in school history to take his team bowling 3 times in his first 4 seasons. He has the Tigers with their highest ranking in the college football playoff rankings. Meanwhile, Billy Napier just trying to keep that hot seat, bring it back to room temperature. How important, Smoke, is this game for both coaches here?
This is very important for Florida for 2 things. Sunbelt Billy got to hold up and get somewhere further than just 6 or 7 wins. And you see on the recruiting trail, they're falling apart. Guys are flipping left and right because they're seeing a defense give up 700 yards.
Against LSU.
Against LSU. That's tough. And when you go in there and you're sending a message that we're getting better week to week, you don't see that because they've taken 3 in a row. And this could be 4. Now, when you look at Missouri, they're doing the opposite. They're actually trending in the right direction. They're showing you that, hey, even though there's the second best team in the SEC East, they're taking the right steps in order to get there and build on this.
Smoke, I stand on business, as Eli Drinkwitz likes to say in those post-game handshakes. I wish he would have stuck around to see Josh Heupel's reaction. He kind of said it and ran. But nonetheless, he is taking his victory lap on everybody, and he is tired of getting beat down the way he has the last 3 to 4 seasons. And for the first time, they've had some success, and he's letting other teams know about it. I think he knows what the importance of winning and winning big is on the road. You mentioned Florida. They come limping into this matchup. I think the start to this game is critical because Florida feels like they're in quit mode. You mentioned the recruiting losses. Man, it is ugly in Gainesville. Can they salvage it with a couple wins to finish the season? Don't forget they have Florida State next week. That one's at home. But I think Eli Drinkwitz, they're playing with so much confidence. Cody Schrader was such a great story last week. The Division II, transfer comes in. He has a historic day for Mizzou. I think Missouri's feeling it. I think they're playing with confidence. I think they roll.
We all stand on business over here. Let's go to a top 15 matchup in the Pac-12. Washington, an underdog for the first time this season. They're playing in Corvallis. Really tough place to play against Oregon State. Now, the Huskies have won their past 6 games by an average of just 7 points. And that's after winning their first 4 by an average of 33 points. Smoke, we've been seeing them run the ball more, but what's been the biggest difference in their style of play lately?
Well, the biggest, like you just said, running the ball and trying to slow down that offense is really explosive, but when you look on their defense is struggling in terms of stopping the run. And when the defense is struggling stopping the run, they're getting worn down. It's getting towards that end of the year in November, where it's leather on leather, skin on skin, big on big. So running the ball is helping them slow the game down, but this Oregon State team is real interested, man.
They're scrappy.
They're a scrappy team that plays hard, and they fight you to the end, and they do something that Washington struggles with, and that's stopping the ball from being ran down their throat. Tackle football has kind of left Washington as we've gotten late towards the end of the season.
I cannot wait for this game. I think Oregon State is favored for a reason. They have been outstanding at home with Jonathan Smith as the head coach. He's been almost unbeatable. And I know everybody in SEC country thinks they only have loud stadiums down there. Corvallis is one of the tougher places to play. It gets loud, it gets ruckus. And here's the matchup I think is going to be key in this game. I love what you guys said about the run games. I think the running backs are going to be featured. I was watching some film, and I'm looking at Oregon State. I'm like, man, they get after the passer. I look up, they are 5th in the country in sacks with 36 sacks in the season. Meanwhile, Washington has only allowed 7. They're one of the better teams keeping Michael Penix protected. That's the matchup to me. If the Beavers can get after Penix, I think they'll run away with this game. I think they could win by a touchdown or more. If they can't, Penix has been able to pick apart every defense he's faced. I think you could see that, but I like the Beavers here at home. They have been really tough to beat.
Like your love, a diamond that never stops.
I always love this time of year.
Unstoppable love, exclusively at Kay.
This holiday season at PetSmart, buy 3 dog or cat toys and get the 4th free. Plus, earn double the points on all dog or cat toys with PetSmart Treats Rewards. PetSmart, anything for pets.
Sunday morning, Bradley Cooper on Maestro Leonard Bernstein, plus Alicia Keys. And does he know what's in store for this winter? Listen for the trumpet.
What has 4 legs, superpowers, and is streaming on Paramount Plus?
The Paw Patrol, with just a little bit extra.
It's showtime! Gear up for the superhero movie event of the year.
Do you really expect me to watch a once-in-a-lifetime event without snacks?
Paw Patrol, rated PG, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
Haven't seen the Turtles on Paramount Plus yet?
Y'all not as cool as I thought you would.
Oh, no, hey, man, listen, we were kidding. With 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, it crushes for absolutely every age.
I'm awesome.
Ninja Turtles, rated PG. Now stream on Paramount Plus.
All right, let's get into our Week 12 headlines, starting with Georgia facing its third straight top 25 opponent. From Mizzou and Ole Miss to now Tennessee, the Bulldogs also with a chance to win their 28th straight game, which would tie an SEC record. But Danny, how do you handle the emotions if you're the Bulldogs of this tough late season stretch while also staying healthy for a playoff push?
Grace, you know, you mentioned it. It's a story we've seen before. Like, I don't know about you guys. I like reruns. Like, I like to watch Seinfeld on loop. Like, I'll watch those all day long.
Yep.
This one does feel like a rerun. We've heard this story quite some time, you know, the past 3 weeks at least, when we've said,